10 years can seem like a lifetime. 2006 was a good year. First off, I came into this world full of promise and expectation, but not knowing how it's all going to work out. What were my opportunities? What were my challenges? What impact could I have on those near and far? Something else super cool debuted 10 years ago, this whole compassion clinic idea. Like me, it was a gamble. What would it look like? Would it work? What would it turn into? Got started with a small group of leaders.
And I just remember walking in and seeing some leaders in tears and seeing a prayer circle and thinking, oh, this is really bad.
We didn't have the fancy patient chairs, so we basically had them lean against the classroom chairs, tipped them against the wall, and just tried to pull the teeth. Erlyn and some of the other volunteers would be holding the flashlights,
holding the jaw.
and holding the jaw so we could see.
I was in hospitality the first year and then follow up the second year, and to hear the people when they were leaving and how blessed they were by the love of the volunteers that had given a lot of time to serve them, and that really made it all worthwhile.
Today we have 6 medical exam tables that one person can carry 2 at a time by hands. That year we had 6 people carrying 1 bed. And we had 1 pickup truck to transport 2 beds.
I remember the one in downtown that there's this mom, I don't know how many kids she put in a grocery cart just waiting to come in. And it was pouring rain and we cannot open doors so they were outside waiting. It just really kind of, I was like, oh my goodness, and this is happening here in our own backyard.
Gary, I gotta introduce you to my mom. And so she took me, and her mom came a great big, just grinning ear to ear, and said, see, I got my teeth fixed. And she had her blood pressure. They found out that she had a medical issue that needed to be treated. And she had been to the doctor and she'd been to the dentist, and she was just beaming, and she couldn't speak a word of English, and gives me this big, huge hug, and that was Sandra's mom. And so Sandra was so blessed that she began to volunteer the 3rd and 4th year after that.
Why am I still doing it is because I'm desperate to see other communities experience that exact same realization that we had, that wow, when churches work together, it's like throwing this huge boulder in and seeing the ripple effects go way beyond that one day.
Dreamers, they were crazy. I'm not sure they actually knew what they were doing, but could you believe the impact? 28,000 clinic guests, 24,000 volunteers, hundreds of churches, $7.1 million in economic impact in the first 10 years. Let that sink in. It all started in a tiny Rockwood neighborhood in Portland, with some leaders who weren't special, just regular people, but they believed they can bring compassion to its neighbors. Little by little, more and more churches joined the party. New relationships built, lifelong friends, new marriages, and grateful guests who were touched by grace.
We don't have the money, for treatment and to pay all the dental and the stuff. So I'm glad that these people, take care of the community.
You guys came to my rescue today. God bless you all.
We caught up with some local leaders who have experienced more than 5 years doing the compassion clinic in their neighborhood. I want you to hear what they have to say.
As this biblical mandate of love, loving the poor and marginalized through the gospel, it's been a great, and understanding that mandate, it's been a great mechanism for us to not only talk about that in our church, but also to mobilize people.
And so for us, it's one of those opportunities to get out there and do and serve and give people something really tangible.
Yeah, it's been neat the last couple of years to watch not only our students get involved, but also working alongside or serving alongside their parents. So we have a lot of members of our community that are medical professionals or dental professionals, and they'll be able to serve in that capacity, and yet there's children being able to serve alongside.
Man, does it get any better than this? Do you know that the United Church has provided clinics in dozens of locations? You wouldn't believe how many people, how many places, how many shirts. We wanted to change the community. God ended up changing the way the church displays compassion here at home and around the world. I'm excited to find out where the next 10 years is going to take us. You should take it from someone who knows. I've seen firsthand how much 10 years can change a person. Oh yeah, I have one more friend who wanted to say something.
Hello everybody there, Compassion Connect. This is Luis Palau, and I want to greet all of you, especially Mylan, the Executive Director of all the Compassion Clinics. 10 years already. I love your motto, uniting to serve. Jesus said, you remember, the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and give his life a ransom for many. How does service open doors? Well, it shows love. Service shows that you care. Service also expresses what people understand as caring, but it opens the doors to reach a city with a very good news of peace with God, eternal life, and a great life on earth. So, Compassion Clinics and service not only follow in the steps of Jesus, but also makes us all share the good news so that people will have both physical blessings and spiritual blessings.
From all of us, thank you.